This is Mr. Martin. These are the video notes for lesson 7.1. This is video 2 of 2. Just a couple more minutes to finish up the notes here. So we were talking about the threefold rotational symmetry for the first example. And then for the second example, we can see if I start over here, I'm going to rotate one time and it will line back up on itself. And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this has six-fold rotational symmetry. Or we could say it has 360 divided by 6, which would be 60-degree rotational symmetry. Alright, let's take a look at the third example. This is kind of an interesting case because if we rotate about the center here, I can take this part of the card and rotate it 180 degrees and it would line back up on itself. So so I could rotate it once to have it line back up on itself and then twice to get back to the original one. So we say it has two-fold rotational symmetry. And this is kind of a special case, which we're going to talk about in a minute, but keep that in mind when we get to the last part of the notes here. So some figures are going to have more than one type of symmetry. So what I want you to do is go ahead and pause the video and using capital letters of the alphabet, find a letter that has each type or types of symmetry. And there may be more than one answer or more than one correct answer for each part. So go ahead and pause the video and complete parts A through D, and we'll talk about these in class. Alright, so hopefully you didn't have any trouble with parts A through D. Let's talk about point symmetry. I alluded to this a little bit when we talked about the playing card example up here. So for point symmetry, it's also called two-fold rotational symmetry. So that's what we had up here. Two-fold rotational symmetry. We could also call this point symmetry. And sometimes it's also called origin symmetry. If we're working on coordinate axes and we're rotating 180 degrees, it might be called origin symmetry. So we've got two pictures here, and one of them has two-fold rotational symmetry and the other one does not. So this first picture of the yin-yang, you can see if I rotate it 180 degrees about the center point here, it's going to line back up on itself if we kind of disregard the different colors. So this would have two-fold rotational symmetry. Now this one here does not, but it does have rotational symmetry. We can see that it has 1, 2, 3, 4-fold rotational symmetry. And again, if I was asking you about angles of the rotation, you would say that it has 90-degree rotational symmetry. So if you had any questions about the video, make sure that you write those questions down in the margins of your paper and make sure that you ask me next time you see me in class. And we'll see you in the next video.